Brian, glad to have you here.
Woo! I made it.
Yeah, it's Friday.
No, it's not.
Well, on Videoland, it can be any day.
Oh,
right?
okay, that's right. It's Friday, you're right.
But anyway, we got a lot of questions for you today.
Okay.
So I'm going to nail them into it.
Let's go.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Deer Creek Audio Illusions. We've got a special guest today, Christal Mason. How you doing?
I'm doing great. How are
Good
you,
deal.
sir?
Good deal.
Good.
You got a lot of info packed in here ready for us to
We're
extract
ready.
and... Okay. Good
Absolutely.
Deal. Good deal. What do you want to talk about today?
Well, we'll just kind of talk about song lyric writing,
Okay.
song inspiration. We'll just flow in that vein.
Okay.
How about it?
Okay. Now I know I've written a little bit of lyrics, but you come up with great lyrics. So let's talk about lyrics for a little bit here.
Okay.
I know what I'll do is we've recorded together, obviously or not so obviously, and a lot of times I'll just send her on an MP3. I'll make an MP3 and email it to her, and then she'll listen to the music. And then I think what do you do? Just carry it around with you for a while and listen to it.
About 3 days. I don't know. Something 3 was kind of like the number. I would get a thought. And then I would just go from there. Listen to the music that you sent me. You sent me some wonderful files.
Do you sing along with it when it's playing?
I would.
Okay.
I would sing along with it. I would just listen to it over and over and over. And about the 3rd day, I would get something as far as a thought or an idea. Of course, God-given thought. And then we'd go from there.
Good deal. Good deal.
Yeah.
Now, tell me, did you cheat and then make up lyrics on the way here? Did God throw you those lyrics right in your head?
No.
Or did you have to work at these lyrics?
I really had to work.
Okay.
A lot of times, I really wanted whatever lyric that I was writing to whatever song. I wanted it to be Word of God based, and really wanted to tell a story, but still back it up with the Word of God.
Right.
So if I ever got stuck on maybe writing a second verse, I'd go to the psalm.
Yeah, you were saying you got a lot of stuff out of the Psalms.
A lot of stuff out of the psalms. Yes.
Do you have favorite Psalms that you thought were especially good for? Of course, it's the chief musician, right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I tell you. I mean,
Don't you think David played a flying V?
I believe he did. And I believe the brother could sing too.
Yeah. All right.
When I was a kid.
Let me ask you a question here. What do you feel about listening to secular music now that we're both so heavily rooted in contemporary Christian music? How do you feel secular music plays into a part nowadays?
Now, there are some secular love songs that I still listen to because I turn the love toward God,
right?
that they're speaking of, because God is love, and it was all derived from God in the first place. But there's so much music out there that once you have been just in the vein of listening to Christian or writing Christian music, when you step outside of that, it just doesn't settle
Seems
right.
weird, right.
It seems different, yeah.
Right.
And there was stuff that I used to love, but you let the Word of God kind of get on the inside of you and kind of wash your thinking away and kind of cleans out your ears,
Right.
and you hear better. You hear different things. So
Right.
it's a difference.
You use them for maybe a learning or something, but you know that God will take you much further.
Absolutely.
Because we found writing our CD that, to me, I think that was some of the best writing I've done in our lives. And a lot of it just happened. I just sat down at the keyboard and just started playing. I'm not a keyboard player. I'm a guitar player first. So, and just to sit down and have what probably might be simple chord changes, to me, are some of the best stuff that I feel that we came up with.
Absolutely. And one song comes to mind on our CD that we did together, entitled My Light. One of the songs that sticks out to me that just really gripped my spirit, and I just loved it, was Oh My Lord. You sent me that file.
That seemed to be a favorite. Yeah.
That was a favorite.
A lot of
on the
people
CD.
like that particular song.
It was just, now those lyrics came from, I was just listening to the music, walking during my lunch break, and I just started weeping as I was listening to the music, and I kept hearing, oh my Lord, and I knew that we just needed to write something about just giving God the glory, just talking about His goodness in the song, and it turned out to be a really good song.
Well, and what we would do, like I say, I sent her the MP3 files. She would come up with these lyrics, and then we'd come in here and then maybe do a rough track or something like that, where she would do a couple of rough lead vocals. We weren't necessarily going for final takes, but if we got a final take, and a couple times we might have, but then we'd sit on that for a little bit.
You would.
And then I'd give her a rough mix and then maybe email it to her again, and she'd listen to it, and then she could kind of extract parts out of it. And then she'd usually just come back the next session and we'd knock out that song.
Absolutely.
And I would say, now a couple of them, I think, since you practiced it, you came in prepared. So that's a big part of it, coming in prepared. And you would go through the vocal maybe once or twice. I would always record. I would offer that as a tip.
Yeah.
That when you're warming up, even getting levels, if the levels are hot and they're clipping, then yeah, you probably can't use it then. But if the levels are low when you're recording in digital, you can still use those levels and bring them up. So if she's warming up, put it in record. If you got a singer that's warming up, go ahead and record that, because you may not have a keeper take, but then you go, what did I just do? And then you can play it back here.
Yeah.
And so we kept a couple of those things, and that helped us to maybe fine tune it.
Yeah.
And then what I like doing is coming up with a music bed, and then any solo type instruments, hear what she did on her vocals, because I don't want to stomp on the vocals here. And then so I could fill in some holes with other instruments or whatever like that. And then depending, after the song would kind of grow on you, then you could come up with actually some production ideas, and maybe just say, well, I'm going to leave the drums out for the first part of the first verse, or come in with that, etc., etc.
At the beginning, when we started recording, I couldn't understand why you would record me rehearsing, warming up, so to speak. I'm like, oh, I'm raw. I'm not ready. You're like, just trust me here. Just trust me. So I learned a lot from this guy. And so this is one of the most anointed musicians that I've ever worked with in my life. And I've learned a lot. And he pushed me a lot. He pushed me to my vocal limit. I mean, there's certain things, when I listen back to the CD, there's certain things that I did that I couldn't have done without him, without the help of Brother Chris Harwood. But that's what you did. No. But you did, brother. You pushed me. You pushed me.
And speaking of the pushing, what you do, figure out her range. Figure out your singer's range. Here we got Puppy Dog walking.
Yeah, Puppy Dog.
Okay.
Hey.
Hey, Digger. Speaking of pushing, what I would suggest is first learn your range. But I think actually we recorded a couple of things that were right at your range and maybe that note higher, where we really wanted to do it. Now, we could change the key of the song, but usually a lot of it was already recorded by then. And some of it was MIDI instruments to where it would be easy to record. But if I actually recorded a real guitar track or a real bass guitar, I didn't want to pitch alter that. So I'm getting technical on you here or something.
Yeah.
But if you could keep it in a certain key, sometimes it would the song really translates a lot better. And so, admittedly, maybe we might have punched in, let's just go for that one high note there, and then save that towards the end of the session there so you don't blow out your vocals.
Absolutely.
Go ahead and get the main bulk of it done. Go ahead and record. Go just do total passes. I think you like that, and then we would come back and say, well, let's maybe redo the choruses, and then let's go and punch in that really high part, or one particular, something that was maybe lyrically a tongue twister or something like that. But in general, I don't think there was a lot of that, because you came in really prepared, and that's a big. I think that's a big secret.
I knew what I was up against working with a type of engineer as yourself. I mean, you're just a very professional man of God, and you knew what you wanted. You knew what you wanted me to portray as a singer, matching with the music. So I had to be prepared. I had to practice.
Well, you can hear Christal here. She's singing in the background here, so I've got her going so you can understand what we're recording here. But when you've got good talent, that really makes the engineer's job a lot easier, as garbage in, garbage out. Hey, Puppy Dog.
Puppy dogs in, puppy dogs out.
Home studio, but this is to tell you can do some quality stuff in the home studio.
Absolutely.
Scout, go ahead, please get me a chair.
Scout. Thank you. Go sit.
Well, that's about it for today. Tonight. It's Friday, right?
Friday. Still
Okay.
Friday.
Okay. But at any rate, subscribe to the channel, please. If you
Please
don't
do.
like them, file them. If you do like them, share them with your friends. I'd really appreciate it. Thanks and come back. See you next video.
Bye.